This is Jackie with thecuttingedgeculture.com. I'm here with Patrick from Camisado, and he's here to answer some questions with us outside of a very freezing and appropriately named ice jam in Baltimore.
Exactly.
So for those of us that aren't familiar with your sound, can you describe it for us?
Okay, one of the main things about our sound is it's kind of a mesh of a little bit of everything. It's got very heavy breakdowns, it's fast, we also have some slow parts. It's very, very catchy. We have a lot of singing and choral parts, but we also have like a lot of heavy parts that we kind of blend together. And then there's also some really like soft synth parts that we have, like a lot of orchestral and string parts, which really kind of distinguishes our sound. That's the main aspect of our sound, is the real choral string element that we have. And to be able to do that as well as the heavy parts and then just regular catchy, upbeat stuff is one of the reasons that makes our sound so distinct.
And you and I were talking before about August Burns Red. What are some things that influence your music and your sound?
Well, since I discovered the band and I started paying more and more attention to Matt Greiner, I just really kind of fell in love with his style of play, and I've always kind of made it a goal of mine to be able to play his songs and his caliber of songs, and I try to carry that over with me while I play, and most of that is seen in like my fills. A lot of my drum fills are very similar to what Matt Greiner you do, like an off time, like something like that, paradiddles, all that. But I take a lot of influence from guys like Grant McFarlane, Adam Gray, and Matt Greiner, who are from August Burns Red, and I try to mesh that into my own style of play, like very heavy hitting, very fast, very like distinct. So
awesome. So when you guys perform, what songs do fans respond to the most?
The song that fans respond to the most, one song that I didn't really think of fans responded to the most was our song called With Eyes Just Like the Northern Lights. There's a part in the end that goes, I'm testing the danger of talking to you, I'm playing with fire to see what it'll do. It's kind of like a real slow build-up, but a lot of people have told me that that's one of their favorite songs that they like to listen to. Another fan favorite is either our cover of Justin Timberlake's My Love, and another big one is our old song, I'm a Dreamer Not a Realist, that has this really upbeat like techno intro, and then we kind of build it up and just kind of bring it all down and start going heavy and going hard and all that, and it's really catchy, and that's the biggest response. We actually have a t-shirt that says Why Don't You Say My Name, which is a lyric from that song, and that song's always been kind of like our finale and our ender. So
this isn't on my list, but a lot of fans that are like very devoted to a certain band will have a song lyric maybe or an album cover tattooed on themselves. How do you feel about that if a fan came up to you and said, look, here's what I have? How would you react to that?
Well, I can tell you there is one person I know who personally has our lyrics tattooed on them.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I can name drop.
Up to you.
She knows who she is. She has the words, "We'll breathe with me, we'll breathe so heavily," which is from one of our singles that we did titled Complications to More Than Just Our Breathing. And I saw that at first, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then I thought it was weird for a second. I was like, we're really not that big, like why would you have that? But then more and more I thought about it, I guess it really did mean a lot to her, and now she has that permanently, so I hope it works, but it's cool. It's cool to see that, and I haven't seen too many of those, but if kids have them, hey, let me see. I would love to see tattoos and stuff like that, because I personally love tattoos. I have Transformers tattoo on my hand because I love Transformers. So
would you ever get a band that you respect or look up to, would you ever get their lyrics tattooed?
Yes. There's a couple bands. There's a song called Satellites by Texas in July, and one of their lyrics for that is, stand before me my insulter, for I have no more fear. And that kind of is personal to me because I really don't like to be afraid of everybody or anybody. I don't take crap from anybody. If there's a problem, I like to address it, and get things solved. And I don't like having issues. No hate. I'm not about hate. I'm all about positive vibes and making sure that, you know, everybody's cool and respected. I treat others the way I would like to be treated. So that's kind of one of the things that I've been trying to inspire other people to do as well. There's tons of other August Burns Red lyrics. If I could, I would have my whole body covered in August Burns Red lyrics, to be honest with you. But I'll have to find that one that's just right. But I would definitely be down for something like that.
Very cool. Someone say that the hardcore scene is kind of getting oversaturated. How do you feel about that?
Hardcore, or?
Well, that's the thing. What you and I might consider hardcore from 5, 10, 15 years ago is not the same as the hardcore scene now. So let's say what most labels would title post-hardcore.
Okay. All right. It's growing. It's definitely getting bigger. I just don't see it taking the next step within like the next couple of years. I'd hope so. One of the things I've always kind of wanted to do was to start a radio station and play music like The Devil Wears Prada and August Burns Red or Miss May I or Motionless in White or stuff like that. And I haven't been able to I don't have the resources to do something like that. But I feel like if our genre of music had as much national exposure as like regular mainstream radio rock, it would get a lot bigger than it is now, and it's pretty big now. So it would be amazing to see radio stations playing August Burns Red and A Day to Remember and Bring Me the Horizon and all that other stuff, which it kind of does now. But if someone were to take that to the next level and invest in something like that, I feel like it would make a huge impact on this market.
And thankfully there are shows like this where it really does showcase a varying degree of you know, depending on what you want to call it, but hardcore acts. Yeah. What bands other than August Burns Red do you look forward to seeing?
Another one of my personal favorites and very good friends of mine is another band called Motionless in White. They have a personal, I don't know what the word is, but they really hit home with me when I discovered them. I was really struggling with, you know, finding my identity, being true to myself, and, you know, really standing up for what I believed in. And I found the strength to do that by listening to their music and helping me, you know, solve those issues. And they're another band that I would love to see, you know, keep taking it to the next level, and they keep doing it. Each music video they post, all their songs, you know, they're just very, very influential to me, and I can see them like being a front runner of this genre of music for a very long time.
This genre, like we said, you know, depending on what you want to call it, doesn't, like you said, doesn't get the radio play, and so it's kind of hard to get that exposure. How do you use social media to reach out to fans?
What I like to do personally is interact with fans on like a personal level, like talk about football games or video games or something like that, so that they feel the connection between them and the band. Because a lot of times what people don't understand is, you know, we're just regular people. Like, there's nothing different between the fans who come to our show and me playing the show. And I would love to just be able to share experiences with fans, you know, like what they do, like if they go skateboarding. You know, I used to be a big skateboarder when I was growing up, and I would just love to be able to interact with more fans on a personal level like that, because it means a lot to them, and it would make more of an impact on that person specifically, because they look to us to kind of relate to our music, and to know that they can come and talk to us as members of the band and, you know, kind of relate to us as human beings. It makes that relationship that much greater, and it makes them appreciate everything a lot more, and it does the same for me as well.
Excellent. So what is up next for Camisado?
We got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. We're currently working on writing new songs. A lot. I don't know if it'll be a full length or we'll just do a couple singles here and then. It's really kind of up in the air at this point. Hopefully we'll try to get on some tours, maybe get picked up by a management or a record label or something like that. But there's a lot for us in store in 2012. This should be a big year for us, and hopefully we can get stuff done and share our experiences with many more people.
Excellent.